How would you feel if someone doesn't want you to exist? The suffering of being an unwanted child, the pain of being called the abandoned child. Here is the man who was born to an unwed couple, thrown away as an unwanted child, and given to a very middle-class family for adoption. His harsh words towards his biological parents leave a rough feeling of how he struggled to exist without feeling wanted. So let's imbibe some pearls of wisdom from the life experiences of Steve Jobs. When a little boy was born to unwed biological parents, Abdul Fattah Jandali and Joanne Carol Schneebly, a German woman, they named him Abdul Latif Jandali. Unaware of the fact of what a wonder they had created, they wanted to abort him. An abortion was illegal at that time in America. They decided to put him up for adoption. A middle-class married couple, Paul and Clara Jobs, natives of California, happily welcomed the baby boy into their family. They changed his name to Steve Jobs. The adopted child got parents who nourished him as their own baby. Even after not having enough money, they tried hard to give him the best education. In 1972, he received admission at Reed College, a liberal arts school in Oregon, for his further studies. Due to very expensive college fees, which his parents couldn't afford, Steve began to work part-time. He started selling cold drink bottles on the weekends and contributed some pennies for his own education. In order to save money, he also started consuming his meals from the nearby churches, but still, his college fees were unaffordable. Hence, he quit college. Jobs had a unique perspective since his childhood. In addition to learning new things by himself, Jobs even started working with his family in their family garage. Also, during the same period, he got fascinated by the power of computers. He grasped the knowledge of computers and software as much as he could. And at a very young age, he started developing his ideas and planned to be a businessman. The mini family garage became his workplace. With Steve Wozniak, his best friend, became his partner in the business. He began to develop an operational system on his own, worked day and night to achieve the final product. He cut down his meals and focused on working much harder. And finally, he made a product called Macintosh Operating System. He believed in his product and didn't worry about the future. He believed you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. Eventually, he realized that he had to create a new computer in order to sell this product. Unfortunately, he didn't have enough money to do so. That time, his friend Mike Markula helped him with his finances. And that is how, in 1976, at the age of 20, he commenced his very own computer company, famously known as Apple. It was a revolution in the mechanical world. But he had to chase many investors and finally made Intel agree to fund them. Soon, at the very young age of 25, he made a huge turnover of $100 million with 4,000 employees working on it. Its success served as their inspiration to compete with major corporations with his creations. His meaning of focus has been very inspirational. He says, people think focus means saying yes to the thing you've got to focus on. It means saying no to the 100 other good ideas that there are. You have to pick carefully. But who can predict the future? As you succeed, the more haters you attract. This became the barrier between Jobs and his partners, which led to the decline of the reputation of the company. Eventually, the company drowned in debt. Instead of supporting each other, the business partners gave him a tough time. They targeted Jobs and made him the culprit. In 1985, Jobs was fired from his own company. As a result, the company too faced a terrible situation. Even when things were tough, Jobs never lost his drive to work hard. He said, "Sometimes life hits you in the head with a brick, but don't lose faith." After leaving Apple, within 2 to 3 years, he founded 2 major companies named Pixar and Next Inc. With a lot of struggle and courage, he achieved success in these companies as well. On the other hand, Apple was going through a massive decline as the face of the company was gone. So the board director of Apple requested Steve to join again. In the year of 1996, Steve joined them again. He became the CEO of Apple. Jobs had to work even harder as the products of Apple were becoming the new sensation for the new generation. So he started planning new strategies and marketing tactics. He was driven by passion and perfection. We are here to put a dent in the universe. Otherwise, why else even be here? In the year of 1998, he launched the iMac, which gained massive buyers as the company was again running successfully in the market. They also launched iPad and iPhones. The iPhone was a huge success for Apple. From then, Apple crushed most of its competition and gained a wide landscape to grow more. After 3 years of being in charge, Steve brought Apple back to its status. While having huge success and being willing to grow more, unfortunately, life had other plans. In 2003, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. It was shocking news for him, his family, and also to his Apple family. He soon had surgery and started becoming healthy. He began to work on iPad and launched Apple's very own Apple Voice to the devices. But the faith had to turn the table around. In 2009, he had a liver transplant. Still with his weakened condition, in 2011, he left his position as CEO in August and remained the chairman. He made sure that Apple was ready to operate on its own. He thanked the executive team of Apple for being so supportive throughout his weakness. And woefully, on 5th October 2011, at the age of 56, Jobs passed away. 11 years later, in the year 2022, he was posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. The motto that followed him through his life, "Stay hungry, stay foolish," is a lesson for all of us to imbibe. Let's be hungry and let's be foolish.